Good afternoon. This is Julia Widup with Talk Story TV, and we have with us today Lynise Anderson, who has written a book called Who, Me Stressed? And it sounds like one that we could all stand to read. Thanks, Lynise.
Oh, thank you for having me, Julie. I'm happy to be here.
Great.
So, the book, Who Me Stressed, oftentimes I think it was a note that I wrote to myself that I probably need to read a little bit more often. But what I came to find was that in my practice, people come all the time with stress of varying types. And there seemed to be a common thread that they didn't really understand what stress was and how it was affecting them. And so one of the things I kind of pride myself on is being able to take fairly complicated subjects and making them pretty easy for people to understand. And so hence the book was born. And let me show you a copy of the book there.
Mm-hmm.
And so the book was born as a way to really give people an understanding of what stress is, where it comes from, how it affects them, and most importantly, what they can do to get rid of it, minimize it, avoid it, or manage it if you got to have some.
Great. Okay, yeah, I think we could all stand to learn how to get rid of it, manage it, or something.
Especially this time of year, it seems to sort of ramp up a little bit with the holidays coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the techniques you use?
Well, the first thing I always find most important in my practice is to help people identify what their stressors are. A lot of times when people think about stress, they think about things that are external to themselves, situations that are happening outside of themselves, which are certainly stressors, having to pay bills all the time, that adage of having more month than you have money, dealing with a job that you're not happy with, or a relationship that you're not happy with, caring for your parents or grandparents, the elderly, or just living with a chronic condition. So a lot of times when people think about stress, they think of, those external, what I'm always going to call those obvious sorts of things. But stress can come from all over the place. It can certainly be situational. Stress can also be environmental, living in an area where the air isn't clean or not drinking clean water. Stress can be structural if you've got back problems and you're out of alignment. That can put a lot of stress on the body. Stress can be dietary, where you're not eating the right foods and not feeding your body properly. So first and foremost, I think it's important for people to understand what stress is, where it comes from, so that they can know. Because a lot of people, if there aren't big situations going on in their lives, they tend to say, no, I don't have any stress at all. But, they're eating fast food, 10 times a week. So they probably have some stress. It's just not the kind that they think of.
Yeah, they don't think of that as being stress.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what I always say is stress is anything that makes your body function in a way that is not natural to itself. So, dietary stress, and my specialty is nutrition. Dietary stress is really huge for people, and understanding how food impacts your health and your body and illness is just very huge, just amazing. So I spend a lot of time with my clients helping them to understand, like I said, those facets of stress, helping them to be able to see change, and then helping them to make nutritional and lifestyle modifications so that they can get rid of that stress.
Yeah, I noticed I keep developing allergies, and I think it's stress related.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. Maybe you need to come to the Healing Tree. I'll send you some information. But
Where is
yeah,
it? Where is the Healing Tree?
We're located in Floyd, Virginia, which is down southwestern part of Virginia in the Blue Ridge Mountains. So it's beautiful. It's starting to get a little cold here, but it's beautiful country, and we're in a very small town with one stoplight. And we love it here. We have been very well received since we've been here for about 4.5 years now.
Well, I'm in Colorado, so I think I'll just have to read the book.
Oh, well, I tell you, we deal with clients all over the country and in some parts of the world. So don't let your distance keep you from seeking some help if you need some.
Really, how do you do that? You consult with them like on something like this?
Absolutely so. Yeah, we have a lot of clients that I consult with over Skype. We do phone consultations. So yes, we probably about, I'd say 40% of our clients are not within driving distance of where we are, and we treat them very effectively.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, it is.
Technology can be nice.
Yeah, when it works, it sure can.
Well, this whole video stuff is not really mature technology. Like I noticed your picture is breaking up on my screen. Is it breaking up on yours?
No, it doesn't break up on my screen. Mine's not, but I noticed that yours will sometimes get a little fuzzy and come back in. And so, yeah, it's technology still in its infant stages.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to where you are now.
Oh, sure. So originally, I started my career as a mechanical engineer. I have my first degree in mechanical engineering, and did engineering and program management work for about 22 years. And about 12 years ago, my grandmother was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and during that time, I met a woman who was a naturopath. And she gave us some advice and some recommendation for helping my grandmother with her transition. And I was really, really impressed with her knowledge and of the body, and just how her belief that the body could heal itself. And at the time, I was actually in the middle of a master's program, going back to get some more technical education. And I was so impressed with her work, I completely changed what I was doing, dropped out of the master's program, and ended up going to Trinity College of Natural Health and getting some further education, a doctorate degree in naturopathy, and then continued postdoctoral work in advanced nutrition and herbalism, and really just dedicated myself to helping people understand, just like I said, at a grassroots level with nutrition and with lifestyle, how they can really make a difference in their health. So my focus kind of shifted from dealing with mechanical systems to dealing with body systems and understanding how to make them work better. So the engineering degree still plays a part, but it just makes me think about things a little differently now. I apply it a little differently.
Yeah, because I think the body is much more complex with all the hormones and everything that triggers everything else.
Oh, definitely so. Definitely. There's a lot of things to consider when you're trying to help people come back into balance. But food plays such an amazing and important part that it's a great place to start. And, everybody eats. So it's a natural, entree with people, because everyone eats. And if you can teach them to eat well, even just that, what I say is a small thing, can make an amazing difference in people's health.
And so what is your approach to a new client? What's the first thing that happens?
Well, when a new client comes in, Unlike, maybe your regular doctor visit, the first visit is about an hour long, and we really sit down and get a history of the client, and not just a physical history, different symptoms that they might be experiencing, but we also talk about emotional history, structural histories, because all of that plays a part. And my philosophy is really one, while it's important to understand the symptoms that a person has, ultimately I'm trying to treat the person that has the symptoms, because we're all different. And so our approach, or my approach, is very individualized. It's not cookie cutter, which is why I spend so much time with my clients, because I really need to get to understand them, and what's been going on in their lives, not just immediately, but, maybe in the past, because maybe it's something that's happened in the past, emotional stress that has now manifested as physical stress. So we really take a very holistic approach to dealing with our clients, and a very individualized approach. So first we do, like I said, we have that intake conversation. I also have a few holistic tricks up my sleeve, I guess I'll call them. I'm an iridologist, and so I do an iridology exam as well as some applied kinesiology, and that gives me an opportunity to really understand what's happening in the body at a functional level, so that we can then start to see what's functioning well and what's not, and put together a protocol that will help people come back into balance again.
Now, can you do an iridology on Skype?
Unfortunately not. I haven't quite figured that one out yet, but if the camera technology gets better, I'm sure that I could figure it out. So for my clients who are at a distance, we actually have some other techniques here that we can do assessments and still get the information that we need, so that we can help them develop, lifestyle and dietary protocols that will help them get where they want to go. And then once we've sort of laid that baseline, a lot of the work I do is really coaching. It's helping people to learn the skills that they need to learn and master them, so that they can really get in the game of life and do it themselves. A lot of people just need some direction and encouragement and little guidance every now and then, and they do pretty good about getting together. Yeah, I see my picture freezing up some, so it's interesting.
It is. Actually, yours keeps looking like a painting or something every so often.
Oh dear.
It's kind of cool looking. Okay, well, so, and you say that you do speaking, public speaking on this subject?
Oh, yes, absolutely so. Aside from working at the Healing Tree, owning and working at the Healing Tree Wellness Center here, I'm also the CEO and president of a nonprofit organization called the Wellspring Organization. And Wellspring is kind of our educational arm, if you will. And so a lot of our educational projects come out of Wellspring. Speaking, we do worksite wellness programs for companies, big and small, seminars, workshops, retreats, health fairs, that kind of thing. So between the two, I try to stay pretty busy with getting the word out there about how people can really help themselves.
Okay. And do most people know they're stressed, or do some of them not realize?
Most people, I think, have no idea that they're stressed. Again, because I think people look at stress as these big events that go on, and if they don't have any big events happening, then they don't think that their bodies are stressed, that they are stressed. Yet when you begin to talk to them, and you have people who are not drinking any water, so, they're chronically dehydrated, people who have digestive issues, chronic digestive issues. These kind of things are stressful to the body. And the interesting thing about stress is that from the body's point of view, it doesn't matter whether the house is on fire, or you've got indigestion, or you've got chronic back pain. The body's physiological response to stress is all the same. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They understand it when they're in the moment and the adrenaline is going and they're really feeling it. But they don't understand that the same response happens when they're eating the wrong foods or when they're not managing their structural health. And so they've got back pain that's a chronic condition. The exact same response is happening in the body. And so, most people don't know that they're stressed at all. So again, that's, one of the things that the book really points out is understanding just what stress is. It's interesting. It's kind of the double-edged sword. Stress is the thing that happens, and stress is also the response to the thing that happens. So it's an interesting dichotomy. Yeah.
And where can we get this book?
Well, there's a link on our website, on the Healing Tree website, and that's www.healingtreehealth, all one word, .com. There's a link right on the front page of the website that you can get the book. And the book is also available on Amazon.com, and it's available at BarnesandNoble.com as well. And if you walk into Barnes & Noble, I'm not sure that they always stock it, but they can order it for you if you make a request at a brick and mortar store.
Okay. All right. Okay. What have I forgotten to ask you?
Wow, I don't know. Let's see. Well, I guess a way people can contact me if they're interested in getting more information about the book, about their stress, about, a possible coaching relationship and working with me to help get their lives back into balance again. We see people kind of across the board. People come and present with everything from diabetes and high blood pressure and elevated cholesterol, chronic pain, headaches, PMS, digestive issues, you name it, thyroid imbalances, which thyroid imbalances really seem to be a big thing these days. So allergies, people come to see us for pretty much anything. There are very few people that call and present a symptom that we're not able to make some positive impact. So if people have questions or want some more information, they can go to that website. Again, that's healingtreehealth.com. And there's a way they can click on and contact, and they'll send me an email. They can also go to the Wellspring site if they want to get information about our educational programs. And that website is Wellspring Organization, again, all one word, wellspringorganization.org. And there's also a link there that if you need more information than's on the site, you can click the contact link and it'll send us an email and somebody will get back to you. And the websites are both pretty chock full of a lot of information. So I think people will do well to go out there. And, I always say, don't let distance be the reason that you don't get help. Our motto here at the Healing Tree is where the impossible is possible. And every day we see that happening with people. So if you're out there and need some help, come see us.
And you did write a guest blog for our blog at tvbackstory.com?
Yes, I certainly did.
Okay, so, and you can go there and see what she wrote about and see this show again in the recorded version. And thank you for being on the show.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Julia. It's been a pleasure, and maybe we'll do it again sometime. And if you need some help with those allergies, we're here to help you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome now.